Since the time skip, there's been a character name popping up more and more, and not least in the anime, there was a certain scene dedicated to this character. In fact, it's about Joy Boys. But who is this Joy Boy really? Clear your mind of all the facts you know about Joy Boy, because this video is probably going to completely change your knowledge or perspective on this character. So who is Joy Boy actually? We should rephrase this question, because it should really be, what is Joy Boy in One Piece? Because many people mistakenly assume that Joy Boy is a person, but in fact it's a title that has only been given to 2 people in the history of One Piece. Was similar to the title of the Pirate King, Goldie Roger was, and if Ruffy finds the One Piece, he is theoretically also the Pirate King, and that's how you should see Joy Boy. The second person who is now Joy Boy is some who are Raffi, and the first person always talked about. Joy Boy is indeed the title, and it's not wrong to call him Joy Boy, but that's not his name. And this Joy Boy, the one we always talked about, is the Joy Boy who lived in the Lost Century. His name is unknown. But the first time we heard of Joy Boy was when Nickel Robin read the poneglyphs in the sea forest of Fishman Island in episode 548 of the anime. Furthermore, Robin claimed that this poneglyph significantly deviates from the others, as it was an apology from Joy Boy. But why did Joy Boy apologize? Let's discuss this topic together in different parts of this video. Let's start with the first, and in fact, Joy Boy is a devil fruit user. There's no official confirmation that the original Joy Boy, that is the mysterious figure from the Lost Century, was a user of the devil's fruit. But it is expected that the 5 wise ones will discuss the meaning of Ruffy's devil fruit to the previous user of the Hito Hitonomi model Nika. Expected that this previous user of Joy Boy from the previous era, Monkey D. Ruffy, Sun God Nika were there, and the old Joy Boy are somehow connected, and we should learn more about it in the manga, i.e. the chance is already very high, or almost. Confirms that the previous Joy Boy also had Ruffy's devil fruit. What does Joy Boy look like? There is only one clue to the possible appearance of the old Joy Boy in One Piece. In episode 1885 of One Piece, it can be seen as holding Imorafis' profile in front of a giant straw hat in its frozen state. This was strongly linked with the old Joy Boy, as the current one also wears a straw hat. And since the significance of the straw hat in One Piece is pretty big, and since Luffy was already seen by Roger, and then Shanks, and then onwards, when a straw hat was handed to him, it's very likely, or rather, the possibility is very high, that the old Joy Boy also wore a straw hat. But certainly a gigantic one, as he was probably huge. Those are the only facts known about his appearance so far. And if you're wondering whether Joy Boy is male or female, it can be said that everything suggests that Joy Boy is male. However, there is nothing to prevent a woman from being a Joy Boy too. The Narc Chamber of Joy Boy Zanisha. A bit about Joy Boy's companions was mentioned in the historical texts. The first character who was a friend of Joy Boy is none other than the gigantic wandering island Sonisha, according to Momo. This further suggests that Joy Boy could have been a giant. We all know that Sonisha was punished and they were at sea for the rest of his life. The reason for this is because Zanisha committed a crime 800 years ago. This crime is also related to Joy Boy, but is currently unclear. Unknown means like when we learn a story about Joy Boy, Janisha will also play a big role in it. And probably then it will be revealed what Zanisha committed as a crime. The story of Joy Boy in One Piece. The story of Ruffy's predecessor could be easily summarized in a few sentences, as not much is known about their character. One Joy Boy is a figure from 800 years ago and existed in the Lost Year. Joy Boy had connections to 2 important nations in the One Piece world. One's Fishman Island and the second would be Wano Kuni. The vampire treasure is left on the last island called Lovetale by none other than Joy Boy. Having reached the last island and seen the One Piece, Goldie Roger wished he had lived in the same era as this mysterious figure. He added that it's too early to uncover the secrets of the Lost Century. Furthermore, all poneglyphs in the world were left by the same character. As the people from Wano Kuni made the poneglyphs, it is indirectly mentioned that Joy Boy worked with them on this script. A vital message left by Joy Boy and poneglyph from the Fishman Island. It's how much he regrets not being able to fulfill the promise to the mermaid princess. With the help of Poseidon, Joy Boy tried to lift Noah. For unknown reasons, however, this was considered a failure. They also mentioned that they will return and their promise will be fulfilled in the future. Happened. And with Ruffy and his activation of G5 technique, this actually happened after 800 years, when Zanisha announced the return of Joy Boy. Prophecies about Joy Boy in One Piece. There are numerous prophecies about the man, the myth, and the legend, and the Joy Boy in One Piece. And these are the following prophecies. The first one states that it was predicted that Joy Boy will reappear exactly 800 years after the lost century. This prophecy arose from Joy Boy's historical reports left on the poneglyphs. The second is the promise to the mermaid princess and the people of Fishman Island, as I mentioned before. Joy Boy will return and fulfill the failed promise one day. There were numerous examples of characters from the lost century confirming the return of Joy Boy. Somehow they knew all along and were waiting for his return. For instance, the Sid King spoke about the return when Roger was on Fishman Island. Odin also learned about the legend during his adventures and after his return to Valhalla. He wanted to open the borders of the country for Joy Boy's arrival. The second arrival of Joy Boy in One Piece. The fiery battle between Luffy and Kaido ended, with Kaido emerging as the victor. At least we thought so. Luffy was pushed to the brink of his death, but he awakened the true powers that lay within him. Luffy's heartbeat began to pulsate in rhythm with the drums of liberation. This was recognized by Zanisha and announced to the world that Joy Boy had returned. With the awakening of his devil fruit, Luffy was revitalized with his new G5 power and laughed about his brand new abilities. This was referred to as the second arrival of Joy Boy, as promised years ago. The back of Joy Boy was further confirmed when Kaido himself admitted that Ruffy is Joy Boy after all. This happened a long time ago, when Kaido, his right-hand man, King, said that the only person who could defeat him is Joy Boy. It actually turned out to be true because Luffy defeated the strongest creature on the planet with his newly awakened power. And now that Luffy is the second version or reincarnation of Joy Boy, we will see more of Joy Boy, who is supposed to bring freedom and smiles to the world. Should or inspiration Joy Boy to create in One Piece? The fans know well how much Oda tends to draw inspiration from various mythologies, drawing books, folklore, celebrities, etc. from the real world and inserting them into the One Piece universe. For instance, several characters in the manga are based on Hollywood and Japanese actors. It's similar in this case. This mysterious figure was inspired by Joy Boy from Caribbean folklore and from the Encyclopedia of Things That Never Happen. So, an encyclopedia of things that never existed by Michael Page and Robert Inglis. In this work, Joy Boy is described as a character from West Africa who traveled to the Caribbean islands with the slaves. Plus, he's seen laughing at global evils and brings a smile to people's faces. He also carried a drum, which he used to create drum beats that make people dance and sing. This happened mainly to involve the people who are interested in the future of the world, to make them forget their problems. Doesn't this figure bear a strong resemblance to Ruffy? Ruffy is always seen spreading joy wherever he wants. Yes, and that would be all there is to Joy Boy at the moment. If you don't want to miss anything, definitely subscribe to the channel, and if you've watched up to here, put a heart in the comments. That's it from me, and see you next time. Peace out.